As we speak.
Got it. All right. Welcome everybody live on YouTube. We are live. Now can we record just for posterity's sake and welcome everybody?
Yes, we can do this.
All right. RJ, somebody's got your beach scene.
I know.
I love it. The Jones Group has your beach scene.
I know it.
All right.
All
So
right. Now we're recording.
All right.
We go.
Now let's start let's take over, Arj. Where's my screen?
All right, here we go. Can you see?
I see a little screen. I see a little screen, a big screen, and slides. 1 of 63. Let's see it bigger.
Let's go like this then. Let's go to this one.
Much better. All right. Can you pull it down a little?
No, the way that the resolution.
All right, that's fine.
Yep.
All right. All right. Welcome, everybody. This is our Saturday Zoom, and we are Nature's Frequencies, and we are happy to have you from all over the world. And, welcome. This is a special day. We have a very special guest, and you're going to hear from Dr. Ching from Malaysia. Real quick, a little bit about us. We have won 14 major industry awards. We hold 6 U.S. patents. Yes, 6. They are patents. They are not pending. They are real patents. We've been live on Fox News Business, and we've been featured in USA Today and lots of publications around the world. So we're proud to say, and we've been around for more than 10 years. So congratulations to us. That's something nowadays people really don't find. So we're pretty happy about that. So where are we next, Arj?
All right, next we have a quick video about EMF and what it does to the body and what we can do to help ourselves.
Yeah, this is kind of important. Thank you.
There is a silent killer. You can't see it, smell it, or taste it. It is invisible and is present all day and even while you sleep. It wears down our immune system, accelerates the aging process, causing discomfort and a number of life-threatening diseases, including cancer. As we embrace the rapid advancement of technology, we expose ourselves even more. Our bodies become weakened by the harmful frequencies of cellular 4G, 5G, and other cell-damaging electromagnetic fields known as EMF in all of our electronic, portable, and household appliances. Everywhere you go, buildings, outdoors, your home, you are exposed, vulnerable. You are being invaded. Cancer has been on the rise. Just in the U.S. alone, in 2022, over 1.9 million new cases were diagnosed, and over 609,000 deaths were cancer-related. 1 in every 3 people are expected to have cancer in their lifetime. Why? These EMF frequencies weaken our cells, penetrating and invading deep into the mitochondrial cellular level, the heart of our cells. After years of exposure and no protection, the body becomes unbalanced and weakened. Cells die, we get sick, and the quality of our lives diminished. Cellular use takes your immune system down. 5G makes it exponentially worse.
There's over 500 published studies that show that EMF damages physiology.
These are concerns.
We're surrounded in signals.
I think it's the root cause of a lot of cancers.
3G, 4G, now 5G is coming to a suburb near you.
It is a big health issue, and it's only going to get worse.
Let's not even talk about 5G. The 3G and 4G, even that alone, we're microwaving. Our body's getting microwaved.
When you have these devices that emit, so anything that is hooked up wirelessly, whether it be the LTE, the new 5G, which that takes it to a whole different level. That is exponentially more toxic than what we've been exposed to. And what that's doing to us is it's really taking our immune system down, to be honest with you. That's what it does. It hinders your immune functions drastically.
The time is now to shield yourself and your loved ones from this silent killer. Introducing the only U.S. patented technology to offset the harmful effects of EMF. Welcome to the innovative wellness company, a world leader in the EMF environment, Nature's Frequencies, a U.S.-based company that manufactures award-winning products under 6 U.S. patents, created exclusively to enrich the quality of our lives and those we deeply care about. Since 2013, Nature's Frequencies has won 14 major international awards, including the most coveted Gold Medal Edison Award, and been featured in USA Today, Fox News, and many media outlets for their amazing products. Never before in our history have we needed to guard our health as much as we do now. This device is based on science and a patented technology that is programmed to offset the negative effects of EMF. Protecting yourself and your family has never been easier. Join the millions of happy people around the world that are being proactive with their health while offsetting the negative, harmful effects of EMF. Contact Nature's Frequencies now.
All right. Thank you, Arj. Just so everyone knows, EMF's not going away. 5G's not going away. 6G's not going away. And these towers are popping up everywhere, and it affects you. So we have with us Dr. Ching from Malaysia, who we all love to hear from. Her insights are absolutely amazing. She has an incredible history, but more important, her family has been practitioners going way back. So RJ, can we unmute Dr. Ching and
Sure
we want to hear from her. Dr. Ching, welcome.
Thank you so much, Rick. So good to be with you and with everybody else in RJ. And it's been a long time.
You've been all around the world. You've been in Peru, you've been in UK, you name it. You were like a moving ping pong ball. All right.
Just quantum molecule.
That's it. You were everywhere.
Transforming, transducing, right? Like just teleporting. I wish that was the case. Teleport.
We were talking earlier, and your family history, the people have to know, from your grandfather's side to your mother's side. Tell people, why and where, you have a whole history of physicians.
Yes, quite so. I'm very, very blessed to be incarnated with the both sides of the family who are very incredible natural healers. So my great-grandfather on my paternal side, he was the Chinese physician, the TCM, right? Chinese physician, traditional Chinese medicine, to the Sultan of Selangor. So he was basically a Chinese physician to a Muslim royalty. And apparently he was very well known. He was much loved, and he was always impeccable. My father told me that he was always beautifully dressed in the Chinese outfit. And he would see droves of people. People would line up to see him, to take the pulse test and so on, everything, the tongue analysis. And he would then offer herbs as well as do acupuncture for the people who came to see him. So that's one side of the family. And then the other side, we have 6 women and 2 men. And the women especially were excellent cooks. So they were herbalists in all intents and purposes, and they were very much gifted in the art of beautification. Like one aunt was a hairdresser, the other one was a massage therapist, and we would cook all the time and make like skincare, rice powder, according to the cycles of the moon. So very much in tune with the cycles of the moon and nature. And so they are just a beautiful, I think, women, right? And they are healers as well, because they were not only healers, but my grandmother too. I have to say that I followed her around while she was clearing the space with the incense holder with frankincense. And so it was the lineage from the feminine lineage, which is something that we all want to do now. It's really tap into the ancient wisdom of women and ancient indigenous healers to bring back the wisdom into the modern world, like restoration of health through indigenous, natural, and innovative medicine. So we are in this wonderful time of history where we can actually bring all that. And so I feel really blessed to be incarnated now and working with innovative technologies, with frequency technologies, which is something that we need in this modern times to counteract the very destructive frequencies that we live in. It's just a modern world. And so we have to learn how to balance our energies with it.
Well, we know that your family is great physicians and you have been healing people all over the world. And I don't know if people know this, but you were the associate producer of a documentary, Quantum Chi. And, a lot of people talk, and you and I were talking earlier, like a lot of people talk about quantum. They don't understand it. As a natural physician, can you explain like the quantum, how the quantum affects us, the energy and the light, and in your best, like, so people can understand quantum healing?
Okay, that's perfect because I can't explain it in numbers and formulae. No, I'm not a scientist, but I can explain it for sure from a direct experiential point of view. And that is the only way that I feel the quantum field can be experienced. Because if you follow traditional spiritual practices and different lineages, they all speak of the same thing, which is to be still and to tap into a certain sense of bliss, ecstasy, completion, blessedness, and miracles happen. Right? Even on a healing level or something that would happen in a situation, whether we are in prayer or meditation. So this sacred science is now understood to be quantum science. And this is where we go in the quantum field. As Rumi would say, something like between the left and right field, I'll meet you in the middle. And it's the middle that is now called the 0 point. So it follows the 0 point, and in our physical body, it actually follows our center line to our soul, if you will, spirit, or to the causal field. So it follows up, and if we know how to do this, we can actually tap into the quantum field, and we know when we are there, and bring back excess information from the quantum field or this nebulous spiritual realm, and we come back feeling transformed, different, changed. And so we can actually transform ourselves through all the polarities of life, right? The yin yang, all the difficulties, the chaos. And if we, amongst the chaos, if we can stay in the center line, which we call this, again, the quantum field, the 0 point, and then we call this awakening, the 0 point awakening. So if we can stay there, we can actually experience the quantum field in a feeling way through the emotional body and through the mental body. So I know it the best this way as a healer, and I can impart that to somebody if I know how to intentionalize this, what I know and what I feel, to the other person who will feel it too. And then that person is able to tap into that energy or the light codes. Okay, we're getting a little bit esoteric here, but as we bring in and we breathe in this information, they're light codes, and this is in the photonic cellular structure of who we are. So, and the quantum field is the photons, right? And the cosmic. And there, as they say it, there's complete infinite potential as well as nothingness. And if we can experience that, we can really get into a state, right? An altered state, as I mentioned. So I've been reiterating it. So if we can get into that, we can actually create healing in our own bodies with light, sending this light with intention to specific parts of the body and also to organs and to life situations. And healers are able to intentionalize this and send it to somebody else. We can also do that in the environment, in the field, so which leads to space clearing and blessing. So the most important thing about this is being able to experience it. And so beyond the theory, which is wonderful.
So now you actually tested, you got a hold of our products, you tested our earthing card, and I believe it was Dr. Orozco you tested it with, and you created the quantum field. Can you explain how you created it, the four corners, and then what the results were with a vortex?
Well, yes, it was in Sofia, Bulgaria, where I was with Dr. Carlos Orozco with people like Konstantin Korakov. In fact, we used the BioWell. That's Professor Korakov's measuring device to measure it. And so Carlos Orozco and I, we practiced Qigong, right? And so we said, how about measuring this Qigong? And so we practice, and he asked me to be in the field. And so we have this four corners, right? And emanating into the center is this vortex emanating from devices like the cards and coming through. And there creates a field that expands outwards again. So the field on this density level, this third dimensional level, it's not in this quiet space, right? We talked about quantum field where there's nothingness and infinite potential. That's charge. It's like a vacuum. But once it comes into our bodies, it's polarities, chaos. And there's, in the density, there are different particles and waves moving around, chi. And so we were measuring this. But when it came to the center, when we put it in the four corners, and it came to the center, there was this quietude, this absolute beautiful power in there. That's power and nothingness. That's how people experience it, right? When they're in that state. And that's where this quantum energy can be tapped. So, and you know that it's the Tesla, the coil, or the Fibonacci spiral, that is in the center, and it is just mathematically correct. And so it is, in fact, when I asked him to explain it, he actually went to a board. This was earlier, and he wrote out this formula. And he started with a right angle, and then he went on to create a formula and was spiraling it actually, and it covered the entire board. And he was explaining it. I said, like, okay, I think I got it on a mental level, but I get it in the somatic, the cellular level because of practicing Qigong. And so,
you told us this a little over a year ago about creating quantum fields with 4 earthing cards in the corners of the room. A lot of our practitioners did it. One in particular, Tim Coleman, our quantum energy practitioner in California, has probably some of the toughest patients there are. And he had a lady that came in, and she would sit in his office and always be happy. He sent her to see another practitioner for something else. And she came back and said, Doc, I don't know what's going on, but in your office, I feel good. In their office, I didn't feel right. Like I didn't even want to be there. And it was nothing with the doctor. It just, I didn't feel right. And he had created with the earthing cards and his chair too, behind the chair, he had an earthing card, and she just felt good in there. And can you explain about clearing rooms and the benefits of the quantum field that you created?
Oh, yes, my favorite subject. And I'm so glad that so many of your listeners benefited from this one tip, right, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so wonderful to hear that. And also you told me a story, right, about somebody who was really grumpy, and he would come into this room and then he wouldn't leave and stayed overnight in this room. Is that right?
So I'll tell everyone real quick. I got told by a customer of ours and that she heard Dr. Ching created a quantum field in her living room. Everybody loved being there. One of her relatives was not a friendly person, came there for a day to visit, and it's never nice, she said. All of a sudden, he was friendly, he was nice, and he slept in the living room. He wouldn't leave. It was like the happiest he's been. So I told Dr. Ching about this. I said, I got to tell you, she was like shocked. This guy wouldn't leave the room. and like an uninvited guest. He just loved it there. Explain what happened. And you really
as for him, I think he just needed the love, because the highest frequency is the love, and he felt the harmony of the place. And the same as the patient too. When you walk into a place, you can feel, I mean, we are all psychic beings. We are all spiritual beings to start with. And we all know deep down, we all know certain things about us and other people and the space. We're sensing beings. We got our feelers out, all the time. So it's whether we want to listen to ourselves. And so I feel that these people really were picking up the information in the light field, right? The morphogenetic field, and because everything are waves of light, and they are just crisscrossing. It's information. We're picking up the frequencies, different on the phone, the signals, and so on. So they're picking up the signals. For example, that practitioner's room, I think in the first place, it would tell me that that practitioner didn't have the skill sets to clear the room. Because if people are there to release trauma and physical conditions, that kind of lower density energies would be hanging in the curtains, on the couch, in the space. But that person didn't know how to clear, whether by intention or through smudging, or, through using essential oils, very powerful in clearing the space, changing the molecular structure. So first off, it tells me that person didn't know how to do this. The second, that person wasn't using this. So, so that's what it tells me. And this is really dear to my heart, because I do space clearing and blessing, previously known as feng shui. So I do a modern form of it, and I use these cards. I don't use like red and gold doodads anymore, or not that I used to, don't at all. But I do use crystals though. I do use crystal to change, because this is all crystalline and we are crystals. So I do use it, and I find it very useful and unobtrusive. You just slip this in the four corners of the room, and a net forms. It's like a Faraday cage, really, that forms to protect the people within that environment, that space. And so when people come in, and what's interesting, this is also very interesting, when people come into that space, their phones actually get calibrated in that space, right? Because to be non-destructive. And also, so, using these your wonderful EMF shields, and if they don't have it, they get protection as well. Drinks, right? And we tested out with let's say whiskey, because it's so defined, and you can do it with wines as well. Inside and outside the field, they taste completely different from the same bottle. And you and I have done tests already with wine and water. We can just put like this. We can just put this on the card or around above like that, and it changes the taste.
Wine.
But this one in the field, right. Wine, amazing, right?
Yes.
And well, I talk about whiskey. That's also pretty amazing. You can change a very cheap.
Same thing with wine. I got to tell you a funny story.
Yeah, please.
Dr. Joe. At first, Dr. Joe sleeps with 4 earthing cards at the corner, one on each of the corner of his bed. Loves it, swears by it. But the first time he was introduced to our card, he was introduced at a restaurant, and the guy ordered the cheapest bottle of wine on the menu. And he looked at it. It's like, all right. So he tasted it, and it was not good. Then took the card out, went over the card, blew into the wine, said, now taste it. That day on, Dr. Joe loves the earthing card. Absolutely. This is like 5 years ago. And he tells me the story all the time, because yes, in it, and we've talked about how it changes. One of the things I just remembered is we were talking about when you go to a hotel room. All right. Because you never know what was before you. To clear the room, you can put 4 earthing cards, in it, and an energy and vitality card in your bed, and life is good. Explain to people, about hotel rooms even.
Yeah, especially hotel rooms. And I specialize in clearing hotels actually.
I know you do. Yes.
Many years already we were talking about that. I mean, you think of a hotel room, people check in, check out, right? And how many people sleep on the bed? And what happens there? I mean, I'm just going to be clearing a hotel with murders in it, blood all over the place, and it was cleared. And so, and there are also accidents, you know, during the construction, and also on the land itself. Sometimes they clear that land and they build something on it that hasn't been cleared, or you might have been a graveyard even. And then that space itself, you know, that hotel itself was empty for a long time, for example. And then we have other occupants, you know, that say, oh, good, let's have a party, you know, let's move in. And so all these are real stories that I have. People have asked me to write a book on it, you know, but we'll see. Maybe a serial, you know, sort of a spooky serial.
Just so everyone understands, she's hired. Dr. Y Ching has been hired to clear hotels, to clear buildings and
clinics,
the world,
hospitals,
clinics,
spas,
and
yeah.
a bunch. It's funny.
Homes as well.
Homes,
real estate agents, and to sell homes.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's quite fun. I really, and this was from training with my grandmother. Remember, I told you that I went around with her with the frankincense. I was under training.
And it's funny, what you said was, now I can do it with 4 cards. 4 earthing cards.
Sorry, Grandma.
Right.
I think Grandma sent you, so we can do, so I don't have to go around smudging.
One of the other things you said about when you create the quantum field, it harmonizes. And because I have it in, after you said to me, in my kitchen, I created a quantum field. I'm in the kitchen a lot. My bedroom, there's a quantum field. The living room, people walk into my house and it's a happy place. Like more, I mean, we're just happy people, but they feel it. And explain a little bit the benefits to people when they do this in their homes. And how about your office? You're going to be in there 8 hours a day.
Oh, goodness, the office, and then the stress of the businesses closing a deal, and it's all, you're throwing off all the stress, and you're bringing that home as well, right? If people don't know how to clear it in an office, and then they take this stress home to their spouses and their children and their pets even maybe. And so, you know, we first of all, we have to learn how to clear it, and then we can learn how to augment this chi, this energetic field. And so we keep in the high vibration, and you know, 432 hertz is love, right? And that's high. And that's like people like you and I, people ask, how come you're always smiling and you're happy, you know? And so, sorry, but this is how
You're happy.
and I want to stay there. But, you know, it's also human to just, you know, have the dips, but we don't stay there. We lift. And especially now, there's a lot of difficult situations to do that. So that's the field we want to create within ourselves first, right? In our bodily consciousness, and then emanate that. And that's prayer. And it changes the field, you know, to cover the planet. And I like that you have this in your kitchen, because I use this a lot in the kitchen when cleaning. I have here like my fruit. So I put baking soda and vinegar and the card in, right? Baking soda and vinegar is good enough to clear it. But I put the card in to vitalize, especially like vegetables, right? And especially with the roots. And it's just amazing how it is growth. Yes, that's right. And so
your orchid, if you run water over into the card, your plants love that. I love the water. I love it. You know, this is our priceless spray bottle. But wait, your orchids.
Can I show you my orchids? I have a whole lot of orchids around me here. But like this, look at how scrawny this is now. And I spritz, and where is it? It's can you see the bud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
It's rejuvenation. We talk about rejuvenation, regeneration, youthing, and you know, you're a good example. And I'm 66.
Let's go to youthing.
67. So
what are you wearing right here and here? And what am I wearing right here?
Hey, we belong to the same club.
That's it. We got, it's here. The EMF, just so you know, here's the good news. There you go, Ron. The good news is Dr. Y Ching and I are laughing because we both wear the EMF Shield and Earthing tag. We both, and renew. We love renew. But
we have to go like
the funny part is We got, yep. Here's the funny part. We both give away our earthing cards constantly, but I don't give away this. She was out of earthing cards because she gave them away to somebody who needed it. I was with somebody,
Someone with
they needed
cancer.
it more than me. Right, wrong. We don't give it away. So this is the only one I haven't given away. I don't have a new EMF Shield or earthing card either, because I just was at tennis and gave one away. And the guy needed it. Like, you know, so it's just funny. The tag, and this is the other thing. When we were talking, you know, Dr. Wai Ching's in Malaysia. She probably is connected to 20 different Wi-Fis. She says she turned her router off. But guess what? Your neighbors didn't.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
So,
and I make sure I sleep with this too. And
yes.
And even when I apply my moisturizer, I just want to say this, that, you know, like some pointers, right? Some tips you're saying, that I actually like the coconut oil. I energize it. I structure it. And
your lotion.
I apply everything. And the lotion, oh yes, the lotion is fabulous. And this is a magnesium lotion. So when I put it like this and I pick it up from here, I can even feel the difference in the texture, right? And it's easily absorbed. And you know, it's more bioavailable. And it's a protective shield. I feel that it's a protective shield as well. Definitely. And I also do my shampoo. Everybody loves a good tip, right? And what else did I do? Shampoo, conditioner, skincare. Oh, yes. And so
you also, yeah,
right?
in the bath, it's great. Yes.
Absence, right. Especially if you're out from a long day, right? Outdoors, and some people are very sensitive to shopping malls. I know so many healers who says, I can't go to a shopping mall. I come back drained and all that. I said, you know, that's why this is important. Okay, show and tell. I've got mine here.
Energy is important. Energy, this is behind my back in my chair, so I know where it always is. All right.
I put it on the plane when I travel. And also, this, I put it right here near the Tantian, as you know, I've said it before. So before I forget, I mean, this is so powerful to just put it in Tantian, because it's our physical body, and it just protects. Also, you know what? The EMF really, it's not said often enough, that microbiome, it destroys our microbiome. And we know that the gut health is really key for our health and our immune system, which is so important at this time. And research has shown that, like E. coli, they actually react really badly to the negative EMFs. It makes them grow. And some viruses and bacteria, it actually makes them multiply. And you think that, you know, that, okay, you know, maybe the good ones would also, but it seems like that this is what the research has shown, you know, and that it actually off balances the gut microbiome. So it's so important. There's another reason besides, you know, for putting it here, besides that it protects the gonads and our core, our physical core, the body. So many reasons to put it.
It is.
And don't put the phone there, right? Don't put the phone. So many people put it on the pocket and also over the heart.
Yeah, no, that was don't leave it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though right, it's systemic. It just holding it actually makes the whole body go weaker. We know that.
You know what? I gotta say something. We were talking earlier when we were playing, and I had Dr. Wai Ching put on a bunch of Renew, and she goes, "Oh wow, I'm sizzling." And you were talking about 432 and 528. The solfeggio frequencies may just be in there. So, you know, maybe that's another reason, because the rejuvenation of Renew is incredible, and you felt it just as you put it on. I'm watching you. You're going like, explain what you felt.
I did. And I was happy because I haven't had any Renew till now, right? All my stock was gone. And then I was like, oh yeah, it's good, because being a healer, and then, you know, creating a protective shield myself also, I can extend it, or I can send out certain feelers or close it off, right? So of course, when I'm going to try this, I'm going to open my senses and say, okay, It's like trying a new food and being resistant to it. Why, or trying a new experience. So, okay. So I'll say, okay, I actually haven't tried this. So I put it on and it's like, whoa, 2 and 1, and then 1 on my hip because I have a glitch there. I told you, right? Because of, doing too many Surya Namaskars. And then it's like, whoa, I don't really like limping around here. And actually, I do feel better a lot. And it's not even with any relief. And
Right.
relief.
Just renew.
Yes. I love it, really. And I know the last time I had some, I put it on my water bottle. So I don't know if you see it. That's relief. So I ran out of everything when I was away in the UK. So
we caught up to Dr. Ching, and she picked up a whole bunch of products from Singapore, and life is good again. And I said, where's the Renew? She goes, oh, I have 10 packs of Renew. I'm so happy. I go, let's put it on. And she goes, I'm tingling. I feel it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the neat thing about energy healers is they feel it, and you feel, the other thing we didn't talk about, the quantum world, intent. And just so everyone knows, when we program our products for over 24 hours. All right. No one is allowed in the room except my son, Michael, with good intent. And he would never walk in if he's having a bad day. Like, intent is key. Can you explain to people like how important intent is, Dr. Ching?
Right. Like I said, we are the bioenergetic miracles, right? We are all made up of the nervous system, the muscles, the meridians. That's our wiring. So when we download like the program, like just as you program this, we program ourselves what we choose to think. And we were conditioned and programmed through being, born in a certain family or being a certain cultural makeup. So we are actually moving cards. We are actually living cards. And so we have the same information. Now, once we train our minds, and this is part of the traditional mindful practice, this mindfulness is not so soft as it is. It's actually the same training as a warrior, as a martial artist, because you have to have the same precision thinking and cutting skills, right? So this train us with intention. I mean, if you're going to kill someone, it's not good going halfway with it. You've got to be very efficient and effective. I mean, that's not a good thought, but if you're going to do that, I mean, that's why samurais are so efficient, right? That makes a good martial artist. Or let's say if you're going to protect someone, you're going to protect someone with intent and you're going to be really clear about it. Actually, that happened to me once when I was able to protect someone without moving a finger. And I mean, I suppose I don't tell this story so often, but actually there were 3 people looking at us, and it was my mind intent and a prayer that I came in, and I just went like, okay, I turned and I looked at them and I said, you don't look that way. You be respectful. And I swear to you, Rick and everybody else here, their heads came down, 3 of them down, turned to the side, and they ran off. The 3 of them, guys, were looking at us. And when I came back into my mind, because the intent was so strong in teaching them like respect, right? I came back into my mind and I go like, oh my goodness, this works. This stuff works. So it's like this. It's the training. Okay, so we go back to intention. Is what is your intention when we come to a place or with a person? What is the intention? If you come into an argument with the intention of arguing some more, it's not going to help, or you're going to come in with resolution. And so with the good intent and healing intent, which is in the products that you create, it becomes that, right? And it becomes more apparent, tangible, because it's so strong. The intention is strong. And intention follows attention as well. So your intent to create something of benefit has led you to this great success and the 6 US patents, right? Which is not common.
Thank you.
And also to helping so many people. So this is healer. This is a healer as I am. So that makes me a successful healer because my intent with anybody is always good. Now, the difference is if the other person resists and do not wish that intention. That's different. Now, you can always say, this works. And if that person says, oh, no, it's not, it's rubbish, or it's, I'm skeptical, that person is not going to try it, right? Or use it. So you see that the intention, it has to have a channel for it to work, to link, to be resonance with the other person's reality. So you have to have that dance together.
All right. I got to tell you something. You talked about the meridians. One of the benefits of the earthing card is it probably has the Schumann resonance and all the frequencies around the Schumann resonance, and your meridians function on that. So one of the reasons, and we always tell people, you want to show somebody it works. Besides the taste test, we have heart rate variable test. If you stand up, twist, put the card in your hand, twist, you twist further. Why? Every part of your body functions better because it's all communicating. And
correct.
The little synapses are connected better. Everything is functioning the way it's supposed to. I didn't make your body healthier, but you get disruptions from the EMF. Now you're not. Your body's functioning the way it's supposed to. And that's what we bring people back to, making you work the way you're supposed to. You're not supposed to be sitting under a tower of 5G and trying to work stressed out, I tell people you and I have been we were on a big Congress meeting on 5G and the stress it does to the human body and the people that live near.
And the children, my heart goes out to the children. They're playing with their little devices and they don't know. And that's, yeah. And we have to go on this. That's why I do this, is to educate people. And educate is to educare. Educare is to bring out of darkness. But some people don't want to, and it's not their time. There's no judgment. Some people just need to process this in their own time. And also, being compassionate to our own experiences when we are not ready for something. It's like, wow, it's really far out, right? But if we are open and we are really to explore, that's when we grow one way or the other. We explore. And so, and you're right that it is us coming back to our highest potential. Remember that highest potential, infinite potential in the quantum field? That's where we reach. And this is something that's helping people experience it for even a short while. Like meditation, it's so elusive. People say, I remember the time when I felt really good. And then now I feel crappy. Why is that?
One of the
let's try and remember that, and let's meditate more each day. Why? And we being humans, right? That's why we're in density. We go to the habits that bring us down, rather than really holding on and going higher and higher. So there are people who would aspire, right, to be better, clearer, more evolved, whatever. But there are some people who enjoy going down, and it is a will. That's fine. Whether you want to use this or not, that's fine.
Well, going back to the card and the quantum field, one of the benefits is, like Dr. Ching, as she said, shuts off her router, but she's hit by 20 others. Creating the quantum field, you said, gives you like an envelope. And your body's functioning the way it's supposed to. So you're sleeping the way you're supposed to. And the size really doesn't matter. In the four corners, the room I'm in right now is 48 feet long, 30 feet wide, and I have 5 corners to this room. It's a pretty big room, but I have a quantum field in it, and you feel it. And the question was, does size matter? No, it really does work. It worked did I tell the story about the people? I told you this, but I didn't tell the people this. One of our practitioners sells products in a store, and they have a natural food store. So they set up 4 earthing cards in the corners of the store. Sales instantly went up. People were instantly friendlier. And Dr. Ching, why did that happen? Tell us.
Again, the harmonics, the harmonious. When people feel good, they want to hang around, right? They want to be there with people, with you, and in the location, as you mentioned. And also, if it's a natural health food store. And so I'm sure people are already quite nice. But that also makes it more harmonious. And I feel I would know that it makes the food more nutritious. It'll potenize the food, as we do know that it potenizes the fruits and vegetables in the fridge and even cooked food. When I wave this card over it, it tastes different, right? And you can do the test with a lemon. So such a place, it creates that field again, the morphogenetic field, the quantum field, and it resonates with our field, or our field resonates with something higher, like a crystal. So we amplify it. We can program and amplify, which is what this does. And it's also important how we program and amplify our energies every day when we wake up. Right? If you say, it's going to be a big, good day, it's going to be a productive day, I'm going to do good, I'm going to help people, and most of the times it happens that way. So I know people don't always have a good day, and that's trauma. I work with a lot of people with trauma. It's difficult to pull out of it. But little by little, we work towards that spiritual goal of purification and of salvation, if you will, resolution. So that's that reality of spiritual growth. And it does happen with, with gratitude. It does happen.
You are a wealth of information and a bundle of joy. And I always enjoy speaking with you wherever you are. And I have talked to Dr. Ching, I think, on 4 different continents already. As she bebops around the world, we all thank you, because your quantum fields with the earthing cards has changed a lot of people's lives. And
yes, I'm so glad to hear that. Really, really. And thanks to Carlos Orozco as well, for
testing it.
For testing it. Amazing. And
yeah.
these books. And also, Lee was asking about the space, right? The square footage. One thing I like to say is that perhaps also important is the number of, let's say, computer terminals in there, or the Xerox machine, or phones, or like a trading room or something. I think that would make a difference, that you probably need more of that, even though there's the quantum field there. Just a note.
You just so everyone knows, somebody put in the chat a question about, surrounded by 5G, my heart felt racing, and they put the card there. The good news is the earthing card functions with earthing. Understand earthing. That's part of the benefits. The EMF Shield and earthing card has earthing. Your body functions at 783. So the more you're in tune with the earth, that's the way your body is supposed to function. All these other disruptors and stressors put stress on your body, and that's the way it's not supposed to function. So you can explain it one more time, because you know.
As a Qigong teacher, first thing we teach is earthing, rooting, grounding. First thing. And we can't be moving with the flow of qi without grounding first, because sometimes the qi can be so strong we are actually thrown off our feet. So the first thing is the grounding, the skill in doing that. And it's 7.83, and actually now it's changing, I understand, so much. All the more reason to use all the help that we can get. If we can't go out to the nature and put our feet on the sand or on the ground, on the grass, if we can't do that, I think these devices, if you can call it devices, is that they will help us ground. Another note is that I love these products because they are not attached to an electrical outlet. There's so many, like the earthing pad as well. You have to attach it to an electrical outlet. This is freestanding Tesla free energy, right? And it's self-generating, like we are. If we go out and we know how to breathe, we know how to move, we know what to eat, we can generate our own qi. The mitochondria just responds to it, and we create our qi. That's why there's so many miracles in qigong practice. Just that itself. And so we can do that ourselves, but if not, these will really, really help us to ground. And earthing and rooting is the very first thing. Then we can dance with the qi as we go on. So that's my qigong perspective of it.
Well, thank you again. We all appreciate you. We'd love to have you again sometime.